get a Goblin D's Nuts comment? Only you can answer that, my friends. This is Hails and Fails. Greetings, heathens! It's DaddyBlut back again for your favorite gear review videos of all time. Right? Anyway, it's Hails and Fails. This is my gear review series where we talk about the goods, the hails, or the bads, the fails, of whatever it is we happen to be reviewing in this video. And today what we happen to be reviewing is the Goblin nasty guitar plugin from Aurora DSP. I'll be honest, I never really heard of Aurora DSP. I simply typed in amp sim. I think I typed in free amp sim into the old search engine, and Goblin came up. It's like one of the top two. So the first hail is to the marketing team at Aurora DSP, because I never would have known about it had I not done that. Check this out. This is the page for Aurora DSP's Goblin. And the reason I introed it as a nasty guitar plugin is because that's what they call it. Is it nasty? We'll find out. What's inside? Based on a studio standard Metalhead 5153, boosted with one of the best overdrives in the market, and sculpted with true analog toys. Basically, to me, when I read that, it's a whole bunch of word salad. You're probably going to know what a 5153 is. Spoiler alert, I don't. I'm not really good at amps. With one of the best overdrives. The reason a lot of these software companies don't tell you how they've modeled and what they've modeled after is because they don't want you to replicate it. They want you to have a reason to grab it. I find it a little weird on a free plugin, but I totally understand it on paid plugins. But whatever, that's how you choose to market it. Why Goblin? A creature that creeps into any heavy mix and leaves something evil and brutal. You can set it the way you want it, heavy or heavier. Nothing more. Simple metal madness. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, so we'll jump into the mix. What we're going to do right now is check out my favorite settings that I found. Your mileage will vary, but let's check it out right now. It packs a punch. I will say that. I dig it. Even just sitting here, not in the totally pre-recorded segments. I get the heaviness. I get the chunk. It sounds completely different on the 7th string than it does on the 6th string. I don't know why, but it seems like the 7th string just brings out that extra low, whereas if you're doing in standard tuning, by the way, this is set to B standard tuning, so the riffs you saw were in E standard, the F sharp scale, in case anyone cares. So let's talk about the features. A 3-band tone stack. Basically, they're talking about the high, mid, and the low. A built-in IR slider. This took me a second to get my head around. The nasty and rude that you see there is actually 2 different IRs, and the slider is a blend. I'll show you what I mean when we go to the live version. The impulse loader is my first fail because it's 100% wrong. Not in the standalone, nor in the plugin version can you actually load your own impulses. You can turn the IR off and have a separate impulse loader, but I could not in any way, shape, or form load my own impulses into this, unless this is stating that you can use the 2, but they're already loaded. So I'm going to give you a fail for that one, Aurora. I can't. Nastiness? Yeah, this thing does get heavy. Let's check it out. As you can tell, these are the settings that I found I like the best. What happens when you move them over? Well, we're going to go to the totally pre-recorded playing segments again, and I'll go through, I think it's 4, and we're going to focus on the air, which you can adjust from 0 to 6. I kind of like mine at about 2.2. And we're going to get rude, and then we're going to get nasty. Or we're going to get nasty, and then we're going to get rude. Either way, We're going to have 4 positions to check out, and I'll let you hear how those sound right now. Honestly, I really don't like all those tone flavors that they give us. I know they're trying to do the nasty and nastier, whatever you want to call it, and just like heavy and heavier. But for me, it seems like more of a tight and a loose, and the loose doesn't have enough flavor for me to enjoy playing it, if that makes any sense. I feel like the nasty, if I'm going to do it live, I feel like nasty I feel like that's kind of where I would live. I know I have it, my regular setting somewhere over here, because I like the openness, but that's me. If we go full rude, and don't touch the air, I don't hear a difference. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but I don't hear a difference. So for that aspect, tonal quality, I guess, I've got to give it a fail. I'm going to save this review a little bit by giving the overall simplicity of Goblin a hail. I really like that I can throw it on. The standalone will actually remember your settings. The plugin obviously remembers your settings. And I really like that I can just come in and have a play ready, no frills sort of, it looks like a pedal. It's an amp sim that looks like a pedal. Really simple, really straightforward, cool looking little monster guy. So I will give them a hail for that. I got to be honest. But overall, in terms of what you can do with just Goblin, I have to grade this from a different perspective because this is once again a $0 plugin. You literally just have to make an account on the Aurora DSP page, which is linked down below. I don't hate it. I know I've just said a ton more fails, but the reality is this is $0. The reality is the tone doesn't suck, and your mileage may vary. You may like everything that the Goblin has to offer. I find myself, the more I play with it, the more I stick sort of to this mid-range tonal area, if you will. I don't even know if that's the right word, but that's what I do. And the reality is, if you just add it into your signal chain, it's going to work. So for a free plugin, I absolutely will give it a hail. However, we're not done yet. I wanted to see what this could do with basically my settings tuned in a mix. That's why we're looking at my Reaper plugin page. So what I have is the gain. I don't need to worry about the gain, but you can't really hear it at this level, but there is a level of noise that the amp gives off. That's to be expected. So what I would definitely do is put the gate on there. That wasn't gain, by the way. That was gate. I can read. They also, I won't do a video about this because it's a tuner, but Aurora DSP also does make a free tuner. Looks fantastic. Don't need it here, but I'm glad to know it works and it looks pretty cool. Here, I'll show you real quick. That's what it looks like. We're not here for that though. We're here for this. And then what I do is I turn the IR off. If you want to really experiment with the sound, load up an impulse rack and load up your favorite impulses. And what you'll see is I've got an Engel 412 V30, an SM57 in the center, because why the hell wouldn't you? And I really wanted an impulse with a different mic, so I went with something I don't normally do, which is the Randall with a TLM 103. I don't know what new is in the distinction, and that gives us a completely different sound. Would I mess with that tone a little bit? Absolutely, still would, but this was literally put together today as I record this. Is this going to replace a paid plugin? I don't think so. Largely because Aurora has put a lot of time, effort, and thought into their paid plugin, which I will cover in another video. What I will say about Goblin as sort of my final thought is it's fun, it's good looking, you can find a sound that you like, but this is going to seem a little bit counterintuitive to everything I've just said. I would not use this in a metal atmosphere. If I get rid of everything, get rid of the gate, get rid of the impulse, turn the IR back on, so we have strictly the Goblin, what I would use this for is in a punk setting. I find it has a lot of that tightness, a little bit of the high end that I'm looking for out of a punk tone, or what I would use as a punk tone. Again, your thoughts may vary, and I'd love to read them in the comments below. So if you want to check out Goblin, please do so. Link is in the description. Thank you so very much for watching. Sorry I'm a little bit rusty. You may or may not know I don't script these because I like to give my honest overall thoughts. Let me know in the comments if I should script them. I still probably won't, but you're more than welcome to tell me I should. I'm DaddyBlut. You've been wonderful. Be safe, be consensual, and if you can't be good, well then sweet Satan on a pogo stick. Be good at it, and I will see you soon.